and crucial section, apart from foundation concealer, is highlighting and contouring. Again, like I was talking about with more mature makeover applications, a lot of what more mature women are missing is strength and depth in the face and design. So it's not really about adding a lot of color and going crazy with color palettes, nothing frosty, but it's about putting strength back into the face. And one great way to do that is with highlighting and contouring. And again, remember, highlighting, like I talked about, is pick a shade. It could be in a shadow, it could be in a highlighter, it could be in a concealer that you want to use, but just make sure whatever consistency or texture that you use is 1 to 2 shades lighter than the skin tone. And then on the opposite end, on the contour, you could use a blush, you could use an eyeshadow that you like, but again, it's got to be in a warm brown family because we're just contouring the face and putting angles into it. We're not going to do that with a green or a red or a black and make a cadaver. We're going to do that with a warmth to keep warm to the skin, so like a warm brown. But again, only a shade or two darker of the skin tone for contour. And the really unique thing about highlighting and contouring is that they're really about stair-stepping of each other. You know, a contour slices in, a highlight slices up, a contour slices in, and a highlight slices up. So it makes stair-stepping movements, therefore exposing really great facial features. So I'm going to use just a blush brush and go through with this fawny taupe color that I have. Because again, I'm not about putting color to the face right now, it's just putting like a warm brown to add some strength. And the first place that you apply a contour is on the hollow of the cheekbone. It's not blush, this is a contour to provide warmth and strength and dimension to the face. And the easiest way to find the contour of your cheek is to find the high bone of your cheekbone and then go under the recession part where it's the hollow of the cheekbone. That's where your contour goes. You contour for things to fall backwards and you highlight for things to come forward. And it needs to come in no farther than where the end of the eye starts. A lot of people will pull it into here, into this jowl area, and then it starts to pull everything down this way. And you can see how I'm just popping this color into the skin. I'm going to come up here to the hairline just to give some warmth. Because remember, that foundation blanketed everything out. Now in the highlighting and contouring section, we're going to start putting some strength back into the skin, into the face. That way. Again, this is going to be the natural contour of her face because it's the hollow of where her cheekbone is. This is the high plane of her cheekbone, so there is the hollow. And you can see where it's not an 80s brushing motion like this. What we get to now, and the reason brushes are designed the way they are, is to pop, pat, and place it in exact areas. Now, and again, I mean, I'm doing this probably application a little bit heavier since we're doing it on a video, but you could practice these same steps, but just going much lighter, okay? So again, up at the hairline, the temple to create some warmth. Right here at the contour, the backbone of the cheek area, and the last place that we want to put it is just brush it right here down the side of the neck and right under that jawline, because again, that's another area to create strength. And you'll notice, you'll see this type of application on everybody. This is just not for mature skin. It's ideal and meant to be for more mature skin. But the unique thing about highlighting and contouring is that you see that in every type of application, especially in an editorial in a magazine. You see it on Runway and Paris Fashion Week. You see it on J-Lo having a concert. It's always, you can tell where Scott Barnes has done a lot of contouring. All right, now, I always talked about highlighting and contouring, especially being salt and pepper of each other. You don't have one without the other. It's a rarity that you always say, oh, just pass me the salt. You always say, oh, will you hand me the salt and pepper? Same thing with highlighting and contouring. They have to be used together. It's a marriage on the face. So what we've done the contouring, and now what I'm going to do is highlight areas. On a more mature makeup application, you want to make sure that you do not use frosty, iridescent type of colors. So I'm going to use this very vanilla cream soda type of a color but there's no shimmer and no frostiness to it, okay? Because we don't want to bring attention to crepiness in the skin. And I'm just dabbing it onto a contour brush. And it's going to fit, and you can already start to see it open up. There's a contour here that we did, there's a contour here that we did, and then our contour at the jawline. That highlighter just pops in right there. And we really already started that in our concealer process. And it needs to go no further, like I was saying, than where the eyeball ends. If we start pulling it underneath the eye, it starts to get crepey into the skin. And then I'm also going to pop it just right here. Again, because this highlight is going to showcase that contour. This contour is going to showcase that highlight. So when they're used side by side, you can really see the dimensions of the face start to come into play. This is where you want to make sure you have a lot of brushes to get your application done. So just popping it in that C shape where we've already placed our concealer. That's what I was saying about concealer really starts the highlighting process to the skin. It's not just for concealing blue violet underneath the eyes. And then right here at the jawline again, because this is contoured, highlighted, contoured, highlighted, contoured. And one thing you want to make sure of, because we always like to pop a little bit of highlighter, big reason why we don't want it to be anything frosty is because it looks like sweat. Right here at the chin, and then right over the claribow.